and her brother. Long, long time ago, before my great-grandmother was born, there lived two children, a brother and a sister. They lived in a lonely house near a big forest. The girl was called Wanjiku. Wanjiku and her brother were orphans. Every day, Wanjiku woke up to clean the house and cook. Her brother work was to take their animals to the grazing fields. The two of them owned many cows, goats, and sheep. Sometimes they worked together on their small farm to grow food crops. They planted cassava, sweet potatoes, arrowroots, vegetables, and maize. And yes, you know what? They never lacked food in their house. Upon coming back from the grazing fields, Wanjiku's brother could sing a song in order to alert Wanjiku to open the door for him. He used to sing and say, Wanjiku, Wanjiku, dorakwe Wanjiku, ezi ng'ombe Wanjiku, ezi mbori Wanjiku, na magondi Wanjiku, Wanjiku wetu Wanjiku. On hearing this song, Wanjiku always opened the door for her brother. This went on for a long time. One day, the ogre that was passing by, he saw Wanjiku's brother singing, and then he saw the door open for him. The next day, the ogre waited for Wanjiku's brother to take the animals to the grazing fields and came to the door and sang the song in a rough voice. Wanjiku, Wanjiku, dorakweya Wanjiku, ezi ng'ombe Wanjiku, ezi mbori Wanjiku, na magondi Wanjiku, Wanjiku wetu Wanjiku. Wanjiku heard the song and realized that was not the voice of her brother. She shouted from the house, Ngo, Ngo, you are not my brother. The ogre was annoyed. He left and visited witch doctor, who tuned his voice to be like that of Wanjiku's brother. He came back the next day and sang the song. Wanjiku, Wanjiku, derakweya Wanjiku, ezi ng'ombe Wanjiku, ezi mbori Wanjiku, na magondi Wanjiku, Wanjiku wetu Wanjiku. This time, Wanjiku thought it was her brother. She opened the door, and wow! The ogre was there with 3 eyes and horns on his head. The ogre opened his mouth and swallowed Wanjiku like a roasted maize seed. He then closed the door and went away. Wanjiku's brother came in the evening and sang, Wanjiku, Wanjiku, derakweya Wanjiku, ezi ng'ombe Wanjiku, ezi mbori Wanjiku, na magondi Wanjiku, Wanjiku wetu Wanjiku. There was no response. He sang again and again and again, but there was no response. He broke the door and entered the house. There was no trace of his beloved sister. There was a very strong, choking smell around the house, and he knew that the ogre had swallowed his sister. Wanjiku's brother took his sword and spear and went out to look for the ogre that swallowed his sister. He walked and walked all over the forest until he met an old woman collecting firewood. Grandmother, have you seen an ogre passing here? He asked. Yes, I have just seen an ogre passing towards this end with a full stomach. The old woman answered. Wanjiku's brother thanked her and ran towards the direction that the old woman had pointed to. Before long, he saw the ogre resting under a tree. He quickly drew his spear on his head. The ogre charged towards him. Wanjiku's brother jumped up and cut the ogre's head as the ogre struggled for its dear life. He cut its stomach, and Wanjiku came out of the stomach, accompanied by many people who had also been swallowed by the ogre. The people who came out of the stomach were very, very happy. Wanjiku and her brother went back home and lived happy thereafter. And that's the end of my story.